ordinary people, they cannot make judgment who's the best politician. I tell you, this is Socrates and Plato with the same opinion. I agree with them. Democracy, but this is an established organization, society. I tell you, we cannot change it. Okay, now we're going to change, just election system, American election system, Japanese election system. It's impossible.
Right.
Okay, forget it. Just based upon those kind of system, conservative system, we need to change. But to do that, this is the first book for democracy I written up, deliberative democracy. Deliberative democracy. So, if you want to change some kind of like a Wi-Fi contract is established by a bureaucrat.
Right.
The 2 years contract, but this is stupid, right? Any time we can cancel it, but we cannot do that. This is supported by government, right? So this kind of we should organize a committee, civilian committee, we need to change the system. Okay? This is the only way we can change it. Politicians cannot, they don't want to change it. Bureaucrat people, they don't want to change because they try to look for his position after retirement, right? He don't want to change it. So civilian can control it. This is deliberative democracy.
So, but how are we going to create enough interest with the audience to actually make more effort into their voting decision?
Oh, it's impossible. It's ordinary people and almost impossible. Consider for the past 2,000 years history, nobody interested in kind of who's going to manage that country. Right? It's always only few friction, only parties they try to challenge, they go to position, they chasing money. But ordinary people, they are not interested in that politicians. It's useless that they won't do that. But we can change the election system.
So there isn't, because I don't feel that people who are voting feel that it matters so much who's the prime minister and which party is going to win, because it's not going to make any difference for them anyway.
Okay, and we had like Hatoyama had the prime minister in Japan,
right?
And everybody hated, so they switching back to the old regime,
right?
So sort of things as the election happened, big scale. Japanese economy and political system is swaying. At that time, Japanese people they want to change regime. This is right. Okay, right now is political situation and economical situation is stable. Nobody are not interested in politics. But who's going to elect it? Nobody.
But take Brexit. Brexit in the UK, they analyzed the votes after the election. Number one, is a very low turnout at the election. So there was the number of people who actually took the trouble of voting was very limited. So there was very little interest actually in this election. Number two, and there was a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake.
The Brexit referendum?
Yeah. Number two, they also found that the people who did vote, the vast majority were old people. Young people didn't vote. They felt, it's not relevant for me. But the consequences of that are enormous. That is really broken. That is really so. Somehow the politicians did not persuade or did not convince the audience there was something at stake. There was something really important at stake.
Right.
So only the zealots, the people who were the people who had a really vested interest in this, who really thought it was important, mostly the people who wanted to get out of the EU. They wanted to create a change. They voted, and what you have is that it's a democratic decision. But if you had forced everybody to go to the voting booth, you would have completely different results.
Wait a minute. I'm reading Economist. I listened poll for the kind of Brexit.
Right.
But the opinion is almost break even. Still break even.
Still break even.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, still break even. Many people are leaving. and because it's they think very conservative. They don't like European people, British people. They don't like Islam. They don't like communicate with European people. British has too much pride.
And how many of the people?
They're not concerned about many companies like the service industry going out of British. This kind older people they don't care.
No.
Okay, older people. Not only old people, that local people, living local people. They don't consider for what happened for their economy, right? They are not interested. They are not
It's not my job.
Not well educated.
Right.
So this is a problem. If they're going to have another referendum, then very risky. This background is ordinary people is like Plato said, not like philosopher. They don't know nothing. This is just only the selling food or working at a company or the daily life. They are not concerned about politics. They are not concerned about economy, what country is going to direction. They don't know. They don't concern Ireland. They forget it. So it's very difficult to make judgment, asking judgment for the population. Like I understand that. Oh, this is very difficult situation. Just Theresa May doing something, anything. Oh, Cameron did the referendum. That was wrong. They don't do that. This is only philosophers can make judgment. Brexit. Only philosophers can make judgment. Other people asking referendum, oh, it's just stupid.
Right.
Just they ask them to they elect for the country what direction going to. No, they have nothing knowledge about that. Okay, like Hitachi going out to the British or major American company going out from British. Other people they don't care. And the financial center will collapse. They don't care. And GDP going down 5%. Who cares? My restaurant, my business can sustain, and also Islamic people going out this country, they're happy. That's very difficult issue for this, right? And Cameron, they had they didn't read Plato, make misjudgment. It's stupid, the kind of heavy decision making asking for the people. Even now, the same, right? So
you don't really believe in democracy as an ideal system to run?
No. Some cases, yes. Like for example, bad government regime, they need to turn over to another one. Like some leftist or rightist, or they don't want to take it. Okay, older people they're going to pick it up more lightweight. Like this, but recently Brazil is lightest wing will win.
Right, because
win or win or
and
win.
not because they have the best interest that they will bring a lot of resolution, but they will basically change the wind and hopefully blow the streets clean, because the existing politicians have all failed in changing Brazil. It's still a very underperforming, bad managed, corrupt country.
Yeah.
So the solution is not right, but the direction, at least, it's a change of pace. So hopefully something will change. And that's also the reason why people voted for Trump, I hope. At least something will change. No Democrat, no Republican, Trump goes out by himself as a more or less an independent candidate, and people like that.
Do you know 2020?
He was completely isolated in the Republican Party.
But 2020, Democrat no candidate. Democrat.